Hello folks, welcome back to some composition tutorials. So today we're going to look at developing our chord sequence, just making it a little bit more exciting. First of all, let's just refresh ourselves what we did last time. Here's our chord sequence. And it repeats again. Now I want to make this a little bit more exciting. If I look at my grid of what my chords are, I'm using mainly chord 1. I use it in bar 1, 3, 6 and 8. And actually this can get a little bit repetitive to the ears. It's good to start and finish there, but we're going to change it up a bit. We've got plenty of other chords we could use. In fact, we've got 8 different chords. Just in case you're not sure why, I've got some big letters and some small letters. The capital letters are all for major chords, and the lowercase letters are for minor chords. Now chord 7 here is a diminished chord, so it's slightly different than a minor chord because it's built up of just minor thirds. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of change some of these chords around. I'm going to use chord 6 to as well, just to create a little bit more interest. So what I'm going to do is, if I go down to my grid here, I'm going to change this chord here in bar 6. I'm going to change it to chord 2, so that'll be E minor, and this chord in bar 3 I'm going to change to chord, what should I change to? Let's change it to chord 6 and see what that sounds like. Okay, so I'm just going to make the changes up on the computer and I'll be back and we can have a listen. It's worth noting you could of course change any of these chords. I'm just changing these ones, but you can change whichever ones you want and you can use whichever chords you want. It's entirely your choice, and I really recommend experimenting and seeing what you like the sound of. It is your composition after all. Here we go. So I've made the changes. So I've got a chord of B minor in bar 3, and I've got a chord of E minor in bar 6. Let's have a listen. There we go. Now that sounds okay, but I'm actually going to go a little bit further now. All these chords are in root position. Well, what does root position mean? Well, if I write out a chord of D, F sharp and A, this is in root position because the root note of the chord, and we've got the first, third and the fifth. The first of the chord is in the bass. It's the lowest sounding note. Now if I go to first inversion, then the order of the notes sorts around. The F sharp is now the lowest, then we have the A and the D. The A and the D can switch position, it doesn't matter. If I go to second inversion, the A is at the bottom, and then the D and the F sharp. So it means that it just creates a slightly different sound. If I play D major first inversion, now if I change my bass note to an F sharp, have a listen how it changes the sound. And now if I change it to second inversion, so it creates a slightly different sound each time. I'm going to go back to root position here, but I'm going to start to play around with some inversions of my chords. So I'll just do that and I'll be back with you. Okay, so I've changed some versions of my chords around, so you can see here I've now got this stepwise bass line. Let's have a listen. There we go, and I could do the same with some of the higher notes as well, just to change some of the voicings. Let me do that and be back with you. So there you go, I've kept a couple the same as you can see, but not many. I've changed quite a few of them around. Let's have a listen. Now I actually don't particularly like this rising bass line by step, so I am going to just change that a little bit. There you go, I made a brief change just to finish it off, and I'm now going to copy this into my second set of 16 bars. I could go further, I could change some of these quavers if I wanted to, just have to remove the tie as well. There we go, so I could change some quavers now, as you can see, and it sounds like this. Great, so it gives it just a little bit more excitement if you compare it with what we had at the beginning and what we have now. I think there's a massive change. So next time we'll look at adding a melody to our chord sequence.